Alright everybody, come with me as I make some things for his birthday dinner today. We are going to be doing some spinach dip, hot spinach dip, and some hot crab dip. So to start with the spinach, I thawed it out a little in a bowl. I don't drain it because I think it gives the extra flavor. I'm gonna do 1.5 packs of cream cheese, and then I always put a spoonful of mayonnaise in it, along with, I do Parmesan cheese, and sometimes I will add a little bit of sharp cheddar. So here's the bowl of the spinach dip, or the spinach. So we got that. So we're gonna start by adding the cream cheese. Grab a spoon. I only want 1.5 cream cheese in here. And then I'm just gonna slowly mix this up. I just mix this up with a bigger spoon. And when it comes to the spinach, I don't measure mine out. I know we like a lot of spinach today, so I put half of a frozen, well, I thaw it out, but I put half of a frozen bag of spinach in there, one of the normal size bags. Because again, we like a lot of spinach in ours. So it just depends on how much spinach you want. So since that is mixed up, we are gonna add a little bit of mayo. We use Hellmann's, but you can use any type that you want. And again, with the mayo, I don't measure anything. I put 2 of the big spoonfuls in. Just mix that. What it looks like so far. I'm gonna decide to put a little more cream cheese in it before I put the shredded cheese, because you can see it's a little more on the runny side, so I just want to add a little more cream cheese, which will help keep it thick when it bakes. So I'm gonna add the other half pack of cream cheese that I had. And it doesn't have to be perfectly mixed. I usually put it in the oven for about 5 minutes, and then I go in and mix it a little more, and then I just leave it go. All right, so now that everything's in there and mixed around, we're gonna add Parmesan cheese, the shredded. I'm just gonna dump a whole bag. This is a big hit every time we have people over. Now all this is mixed together, and as you can see, the consistency is a lot thicker now. Adding the cheese and extra cream cheese. And so this is going to be transferred into this glass baking dish, and then we'll put it in the oven at 350 degrees, and that will bake for about 15-20 minutes until you see it actually getting a little brown on the top, and then that will be done, and we'll move on to the crab dip. So I decided I'm gonna wait and put both of these in at the same time. So here's the crab. I actually use the real crab meat in my crab dip, not imitation. So we can go ahead and get started on this. And that's a whole, I forget what the ounces is, but it's one of the little containers of crab. So first, it doesn't matter what I put in first. I'm gonna do 1 packet of cream cheese with the crab dip. So I did 1 packet of cream cheese. I'm gonna add a little bit of mayo. I'm gonna do, now some people prefer sour cream. We prefer the mayo. I'm gonna do 2 spoonfuls of also this. Mayo gives it a very creamy texture like you want. And I'm gonna stir this before I try to put the cheese in. Okay, now I'm gonna add the cheese after I put some Old Bay in here. So I will be right back. Just put some Old Bay in, and like I said, everything is not measured. I've been doing this for a while, so I know how what to put in, and I just go by eye because I've been doing it for so long, so everybody likes how I've been doing it. And with the Old Bay, I don't measure that either. I just throw that in there. It's all to taste or what you guys prefer. All right, so I'm gonna mix this up with the Old Bay in there. decided to add a little more Old Bay. I don't think that was enough. And I will tell you, even just a small thing of crab like I had, it didn't look like a lot, but this makes a lot. Once it's shredded up more and mixed, this makes a lot, a good amount of dip. Okay, we're gonna use shredded cheddar. And I think with this I may put a little Parmesan in. Sometimes I like to dab the Parmesan for taste. And I'm gonna use a whole bag of cheddar. The mayonnaise also helps with the cheese because it has a little bit of, obviously mayonnaise is a little greasy when you make it, but it will help keep it moist and help the cheese, when it melts, it won't be so dry. All right, guys, if you can see, I'm gonna flip the camera. I decided to add a little more mayonnaise so this gives it, so it's a little more moist. I didn't think I was going to need to, but there's what it looks like so far. All right, so I'm gonna add one more spoon of mayo. All right, everybody, now I'm gonna put it in my pan. I use glass pans for these. They're easier to clean and it doesn't stick. Here is the final touch before it goes into the pan. All right, so pour this into the pan. And again, I put these in for a couple minutes and then I stir them again one more time before I let them finish up cooking, baking. All right, well, now I'm gonna add just a tad bit more Old Bay on top. Got the crab dip ready to go into the oven and the spinach dip. And like I said, I do about 350 and it only takes about maybe 10 minutes. It just depends on how you like it, how crispy or how wet you like your dip. I like it once it gets a browning on it. That is when I normally take it out. Some people like it just heated and that's it. Some people like it a little more dry. So this is what I have so far, and I'm gonna get them ready to put in the oven, and I will be back when they're done. I forgot to add for the spinach dip, if you want to put some flavoring in it, I normally don't because I think it tastes fine the way it is. A little bit of garlic or like salt and pepper, that will work too. But I did not do that. So here they are in the actual. So once they get done, I will pull them out. I will stir them halfway, and then I will pull them out and add the rest. Oh yeah, there's the meatloaf for today too. That's what he wanted for his birthday. Hey everyone, this is the birthday cake that I promised I would show everybody. This was his surprise for his 40th birthday. Everything in this cake is hand carved, hand painted with fondant and everything by hand by this talented cake artist. I could could not express how much detail and time she put into this.
That's
and I'm very, very
hand
thankful.
painted, hand carved.
If you see the ghost face, all the details are in there. All the details are in the blade. All the details are in Jason. It's unbelievably... I could just not ask for a better artist to do these cakes. She deserves a big, big, big thank you.